I am sitting here a few days away from turning 46, which is absolutely wild to me. I remember when I was younger and I thought that 40 was some magical age where you just had everything figured out. Spoiler alert, that is not the case. But I will say that through the years, through the decades, I have gained a lot besides, well, of course, gray hairs, but I have gained also a lot of lessons when it comes to my career, when it comes to life in general. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to share those lessons with you because no matter where you are in your journey of life, of your career, there are some commonalities that we all feel. And I know sometimes it just helps to have somebody else say, yeah, I've been there. I see you. And because this is more of a off the cuff type of video, I actually do have handy dandy notes so I don't go completely off tangent. And the first thing I want to talk about is the pressure of having things figured out. And I think we do a disservice to young adults. We have this pressure of picking a major at 18, 19, 20, 21. You are still trying to figure out how to navigate life, let alone setting in motion a career for yourself that you're not even sure you really want. Perhaps you've had the pressure from your parents, from your friends, or even from yourself to hone in on one thing. But that's not how life works. Life is such a beautiful cornucopia of experiences, and each of those experiences changes you in some way. Some are big, some are small, but you need those experiences to guide you to where you're going to be. And so rather than put all the pressure on yourself at a young age to have it figured out, be open and know that it's okay if that changes. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to college. I'm not saying you shouldn't pick a major, but I don't want you to feel locked in for the entirety of your career, for the entirety of your life, because you made a decision 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. You always have the chance to make a change. This was something I actually really struggled with. I grew up poor. And so for me, money was the main objective. So when I was in college, which I paid my way through working full time and through taking on student loans, I knew that I had to get a degree in something that would make me money. And I went in full well knowing I was giving up something, but I knew it was the right decision for me financially. So I graduated, I ended up working in HR for 10 years. And during that time, in the back of my mind, there was always that voice that said, Laura, you still have dreams. You still have those things that light you up. Don't totally forget about them. And so I said, okay, when I am in a position financially, I will go back to school for what ended up being literature. All this to be said is that I ended up where I am right now because of all the experiences that I had. I picked a path when I was 20 years old. I diverged here and there to ultimately land me here. And that's what I want you to keep in mind. All of your experiences, everything that you are doing and you have done are going to lead you to where you are meant to be. But you do need to be open to those opportunities. And my second lesson is you need to advocate for yourself. One of the worst pieces of advice I hear is to put your head down and work hard. I mean, if nobody sees the work that you're doing, how are you going to progress forward? I had a job and I worked my butt off. I actually came in early. Our hours were 8:30 to 5. I came in around 7 every single day to get a head start on the day. And I would always leave probably around 4:50, 4:55 because there was an exercise class I wanted to get to. Well, one day I had my boss come up to me and he said, you know, it's been brought to my attention that you've been leaving early every day. And I was like, whoa, what? Yeah, I'm leaving 5 to 10 minutes early, but I'm getting in an hour and a half early every single day. But the thing is, nobody saw that. People see what they want to see. You're the one who has to show them what you have been doing. And of course, when I brought up the fact I've been coming in an hour and a half early, why doesn't that count for something? That's also a moment I realized that people perceive what they see. And if they don't see what you're doing, then they're going to perceive what they want. And it's up to you to advocate for yourself, to speak up for yourself, to show off yourself. Let go of that mindset of you just have to keep plugging away and hope that somebody recognizes you and your value. That is not true. You stand up for yourself and show people what you've got. The next lesson is you need to bust out of dream mode. It is so easy to just say one day, someday, because you keep punting it off and you live in that bubble of fantasy that makes you feel good because the possibility is there. The possibility is not what is ultimately going to get you there. It's the hard work. It's making the decision to do rather than dream. And the thing with dreaming is that you realize that you're not moving forward with those dreams. And so instead of coming to the realization that something needs to be done, a lot of people just start dreaming even more because it's safe. It feels good. But ultimately, it's gonna lead you nowhere. Do the hard thing. Choose to do. Choose to put yourself out there and do it scared. And that is my next point, is to do something that scares you on a regular basis. This could be small. This could be going to a networking event because you're interested in getting into that field. Now that's a small example, but let's say you have a huge dream and you're like, but I'm scared to do it. I just want you to do it anyway. One of my biggest dreams was to be a contestant on Wheel of Fortune. I was scared to not necessarily solve puzzles. I'm great at that. I wasn't even scared to audition. But let me tell you, getting up there on a stage where you know you are in front of millions of people, that is freaking scary. But let me tell you something else. That feeling I had, it was not just being scared. It was also excitement, possibility, adrenaline. And I said to myself that day, I said, I'd rather wake up and do something scary every single day, but at least I feel something. Because I think the worst thing is to get so complacent in your life that you just don't even feel. You're numb. You're going through the motions. And what I want for you is a bigger life than that, a more fulfilling and exciting life. So do something that scares you, whether that is career-wise, whether that's life-wise, whatever it is, I want you to make it a point. And that could be daily, which is a lot, could be weekly, could be monthly, but something. Put it on your agenda and say, I'm doing it, and I'm doing it scared. And finally, this is a huge one, and one that I wish more people would recognize. Be the person that you wish you had in your corner when you were starting out. And this has nothing to do with age. You might be ahead of somebody who is older than you. You might be ahead of somebody who's younger than you. But whatever that arena is in your life that you can reach back and help that person behind you get a little bit closer to where they want to be, that is what you should be doing. I don't think there's any benefit to gatekeep information, to make somebody's life more difficult, because we're all having our own struggles in life, and that just makes no sense. Why would you want to do that? And I know there's a lot of thinking out there of like, well, I had to earn my stripes, or you gotta pull them up by your bootstraps, or whatever that saying is. But why? Why does it have to be hard for somebody to progress? Why can't we make it a little bit easier for them? Because ultimately, learning anything new, taking on anything new is going to have its sets of challenges. So make it easier for that next person. And really quick story, I worked in a law firm right out of college. It was my very first job, and I was miserable. And it wasn't just the fact that it was an environment that didn't fit me, but it was also the fact that people weren't that welcoming. And after 6 months, I had received a job offer, which I took. And at that point, I had one of the secretaries come up to me and she's like, we would like you to come out to lunch with several of us. And I was like, where in the heck was this for the first 6 months of the time that I've been here? And so when we went out to eat, she let me know that the secretaries, and I wasn't a secretary, I was a recruiting assistant, but it was kind of in that same classification. She said that they had an unspoken rule that the first 6 months of somebody starting there, specifically women, specifically in the non-lawyer roles, would require a initiation of sorts, of where we kind of made it hard on them, but then if they made it, then they made it, and they were introduced into the inner circle. And I remember that lunch because I was 24 at the time and I didn't understand it. And it felt like you could have changed the trajectory of my experience here, and I could possibly still be here if I had that support. They purposely made my experience harder because for them it was hard, and because they felt as though it proved something if I could make it through that. But there's no point to do that. So don't make anybody's life harder just because you had to go through something hard or because you have that power. Okay, that is a lot for me. And if you are actually looking for very tangible career tips, then check out my video here.